Children's Safety Village of Central Florida is a nonprofit organization that caters to preventing children's injuries and fatalities. And they do it through life-saving education and firsthand experience. To explain more is Safety Village Executive Director Brent Moore. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
What do you do there?
Our primary focus is child safety education. And we have field trip groups that come in from all over Central Florida, and we teach them things like dangerous person awareness, 911 for kids, internet safety, gun safety, water safety. We have a 2-story fire safety house where we teach them fire safety, how to stop, drop, and roll. We have a smoke machine in there that it simulates what would happen if you were in your house and there was a fire, and then smoke rolls across the top, and it's harmless. And then the children practice crawling on the ground. We have a water heater in the door that they're using in that bedroom. And when they put the back of their hand to it, it feels warm. So what happens when you, in your house, if there's a fire outside your door, you don't open the door. So that's an interactive part of some of the programs that we offer there. We have about an 8.5-acre site located right next to the Central Florida Fairgrounds. And for the last 28 years, we've had over 110,000 children from all over Central Florida to come to our facility.
My goodness. How young do you start them with safety classes?
Usually at about 4.5 years old.
What can you teach a 4-year-old?
You could teach a 4-year-old how to dial 911.
Okay.
You'd be amazed that they know how to dial 911. You can teach them about dangerous person awareness. You can teach them about gun safety, because unfortunately, children are curious. So you want to start them young to teach them those things that would keep them safe.
There's a huge public safety campaign now about storing guns in homes. Is that an area where, unfortunately, you've had some sad news and had to create that program, or has it always been a part of it?
It's always been a program that we've offered because, you know, this facility was started way back when with the sheriff's office. I think Lawson Lamar was the sheriff at the time. So going back a long ways. So he was the sheriff at the time. I was reading an article, FBI article, about some of those dangers that children experience, and one of those programs that they felt was necessary was gun safety. So we have somebody from the sheriff's office come out and they teach gun safety to the groups that want it. They have a total of 9 programs that they can choose from. And if they select gun safety, then we'll have somebody who's certified and knows about guns to come out and teach them about gun safety.
So what have been some of the comments you've gotten from parents whose kids have been through the program?
Some of the parents love it, especially when we have officers from maybe like OPD that come out and teach about internet safety. And it's a lot of the mothers, sometimes the fathers too, but they really admire the officers that we have come out there, especially if we have female officers that come out and teach that. And they just say this is great and fantastic that their child got an opportunity to learn this from someone who, you know, is on the front line.
What do you teach in internet safety? Can you just kind of give us the basics?
Well, we teach what they should and shouldn't do when they're on the internet. First and foremost, parents should be watching and knowing what internet sites their children go to, not to give out your personal information. Can you tell them that your favorite color is blue? Yeah, you can. But can you tell them how many, siblings you have in your house? No. Should you tell them where you live? No, never. So they go through this process, and depending on the age, because we start at around 4 and go up to, 12, 13 years old, and things that they shouldn't be teaching or telling somebody on the internet, especially if they don't know them, because not everyone is your friend.
That's amazing. And a few years ago, that wasn't even a thing you had to focus on.
Right.
So for parents who are hearing about the Children's Safety Village for the first time, how would they get involved with you? Do they have to go through the schools? Or?
A lot of times it's schools that come out. So schools will schedule a field trip to come out to our facility. Summer camps will schedule a field trip to come out to our facility. Nowadays, homeschool groups. There's some big cohorts with homeschool groups, and they'll come out and they'll schedule a field trip. We ask for a minimum of 10, because when we have these first responders that come out to teach these, we want to make sure that we have, an adequate number of people who are participating. Okay. If it's an individual family, they maybe have 2 or 3 children, then we tell them, give us a call. We'll let you know what days we have field trips, what the field trips are, and then you can decide if that's something for your children. And so, we've had them come from all over. We've had some come from Hillsborough County. A lady came from Hillsborough County a few years ago. She used to live in Orlando. She came to the Safety Village as a child. When she grew up and had her own family, she wanted her son to know about the Safety Village. They
Oh,
came over from
wow.
Hillsborough County
What
to
a
participate in
testimony to your
programs.
work.
Yeah.
So you work collaboratively with Orange County Public Schools, the
Yes.
police department.
Yep. Orange County Sheriff's Office, Orange County Fire
So if
Rescue.
somebody were wondering, is this legitimate or just
Right.
someone who had a big heart? No, it is connected to.
Right. Yep. Orlando Police Department, Orlando Fire Department, DCF. Orange County Corrections, they're all partners of ours.
Okay.
And whenever we have field trips, then we'll reach out to them and see if they have an instructor to teach those classes for us. Because they'll come in uniform, of course, and they'll come bringing the kids some good stuff to hand out to them. But, we do that because they experience all this stuff on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So we want to go to those, frontline staff that do this, and we get them to come out. It's usually about 30 to 45 minutes per class. They get 2 classes, so about an hour and a half. And we have a pavilion out there that they can bring their lunch and eat lunch. We have a playground that was donated by Kaboom, so the kids can go out and play a little
Wow.
bit too.
So what's ahead for the future?
What's ahead for the future is not only do we do these safety education classes, but we also have an indoor heated swimming pool that we teach water safety and swim lessons. We start those at 6 months old.
Wow.
And we teach the children ISR, which is infant swimming resources, on how to float on their back if they were to fall in the pool. Because there are so many bodies of water
Yes.
here in the state of Florida. It's incredible. And we actually have more pools and homes than any other state in the union.
That makes sense.
So there are a lot of issues with drowning prevention. Unfortunately, a lot of children are curious about water. And
Even at home, in the
even at home.
bathtub.
Yeah, bathtub, toilet. We teach kids when we do our water safety classes, close the lid on your toilet, especially if you have a younger brother or sister, because their head is the most weighty thing on their body, and they could just fall into the toilet
And not get
drown
out.
and not get out.
Wow. Amazing work you're doing.
Thank you.
In conjunction with law enforcement and healthcare organizations?
Healthcare organizations, right? We partner with Advent Health and Orlando Health, and they've been partners of ours for a very long time. We actually have a mini village out there as well, with child-sized buildings, child-sized sidewalks, the whole 9.
Sounds like a great place for a birthday party.
Yes, yes, and that's where the pavilion comes in and the playground. So we do have rentals that use our facilities here. But Advent Health has a building out there that they've decorated. Their volunteers have come out and decorated it. So when you come out to the Safety Village, you'll see a McDonald's. You'll see a Advent Health, you'll see a sheriff's office, you'll see a fire department. All those buildings are out there on our campus.
And this is so important, especially with school being out, but even during the school year with field trips and all of that, it's wonderful to know that kind of facility is available for something that is so preventable, which
Yes.
is keeping your child safe.
Yep, and we have a working traffic light. You can't practice crossing the street anywhere else but here, because you press that button and the countdown starts, and the children, they practice crossing the street. You can't do it at the intersection of 50 and John Young. You can't do that. It's live,
Right.
But there at the Safety Village, you can practice. And that's what we do when we do our Walk, Ride, Thrive program, which is a county initiative, and we partner with them on doing that. So they get to come out there, they get to learn something that they didn't know, and they get to do it in a safe manner. And then they get to go back and apply what they've learned. And, for the parents who bring their kids out, we ask the parents, hey, help reinforce what we've done. When they're in the house.
So the education continues
yes.
when they go home.
Yep, it does. So when you're at home or when you're out in the street and you're crossing the street, you make sure you look left, right, and left again. If you teach them that now, by the time they become teenagers, yes, it's a little difficult, but they think they can outrun and stuff. But they do remember, so that's always great.
Well, this was fascinating. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully making some parents and caregivers of children exhale, because you never know what you're supposed to teach. There's just so much, and it's all at the Children's Safety Village. We will be back. Stay with us.